Ladies and gentlemen, Simple Paint, probably one of the better channels out here. Really fun, really informational. Give them a subscribe. Let's check it out.
Komodo dragon. Komodo dragons are the largest lizards on the planet. They can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh around 200 pounds.
That's crazy.
They live on a handful of islands in Indonesia, and between 1974 and 2012, there were 24 known attacks on people in Komodo National Park.
These are actually scary.
Komodo dragons eat deer, water buffalo, pigs, and sometimes each other. In short bursts, they can run at about 12 miles per hour. Their bite is venomous. Once they bite into something, the venom lowers the blood pressure and stops the blood from clotting. The prey weakens, bleeds out, and the dragon follows until it drops. In 2009, a 31-year-old man, Mohammed Anwar, fell out of a sugar apple tree on Komodo Island. 2 dragons were on him before he could get up. They bit into his hands, legs, neck, and body. He was dead before anyone could reach him. In 2007, an 8-year-old boy was killed the same way. Attacks on people are not common. There are only about 4,000 Komodo dragons left in the wild, but the islands where they live are also home to local villages, and people cross through dragon territory every day to fish, farm, and collect water.
Oh, man.
Wild boar. Between 2000 and 2019,
that sounds really scary.
172 people across 29 countries. India had the most deaths, making up just over half of the total.
Wow.
Wild pigs kill more people per year than sharks.
And these dudes actually attack you.
Anything, including dead animals and human remains.
Yeah.
Pigs have been found feeding on bodies after battles, plane crashes, and murders. They have also gone after living people. In 2009, a wild pig in India grabbed a 3-year-old girl off a trail and tried to run off with her in its mouth. Her father fought the pig off, but both of them were badly hurt. The girl died from her injuries.
Oh, man.
In 2019, a woman in rural Texas was attacked and killed by a group of feral hogs outside her home. In southern France, one wild boar killed and ate more than one person.
I think for the pigs too, you can actually domesticate them. Like if you have a pig, they actually lose their tusk. But if you send out like a regular pig out into the wild, they'll grow tusk. Like they'll get thicker skin too, like fur. I might be wrong though. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Studied, at least 3 of them turned out to be hunting, not self-defense. The pigs had gone after people the same way they would go after other animals. In several other cases, the victims were partially or completely eaten. In the Middle Ages, pigs in Europe were put on trial in actual courts for killing and eating children. The polar bear. Since 1870,
this one's scary.
Polar bears have killed at least 26 people. The number is low, but 88% of those kills were not self-defense. Most other bear species attack people because they feel threatened. Polar bears go after people to eat them. They can smell something from over a mile away and will stalk people across open ice for long distances before closing in. Polar bears are the largest meat-eating land animals on the planet. Males can weigh over 1,500
Wow.
pounds. They live in some of the most remote places on Earth, across the Arctic in northern Canada, Norway, Russia, and Alaska. People and polar bears don't cross paths often. When they do, there is usually no tree to climb, no building to run into, and no one nearby to help. In Svalbard, Norway, anyone traveling outside of town is required to carry a rifle because of polar bears. Most of the kills have happened since the 1960s. As the Arctic ice melts, polar bears are spending more time on land and running into people more often. Many of the bears involved in recent attacks were in poor shape and struggling to find food.
I'm hungry, twin.
25 alone, 6 people were killed. Piranhas. Piranhas live in rivers and lakes of South America, mostly around the Amazon.
There was a video
travel
a good while ago. I remember of a boy getting like rescued finally, but the piranhas had eaten him. And I'm pretty sure you can still find it here on YouTube.
In large groups, and will eat just about anything they come across, including dead animals and dead people. They don't go after living people often, but it has happened. In January 2015, a 6-year-old girl named Adrila Muniz was on a boat with her grandmother and 4 other children on the Maicuru River in northern Brazil. A storm hit and the canoe flipped. Her grandmother pulled the other children out, but couldn't reach Adrila in time. When they found her body, the flesh on her legs had been stripped to the bone. In 2012, another 6-year-old, Eduardo dos Santos de Souza, died after piranhas ate the flesh from his forearm near the town of Curua. In 2021, a 30-year-old man jumped into a lake to escape a swarm of bees and was killed by piranhas before.
I mean, you know, respect, rest in peace, but like, I'm pretty sure bees also wait for you to come out. Like, bees know you have to come out for oxygen.
Before he could reach the shore. Out of over 700 reported cases in Brazil in 10 years, most were single bites on hands and feet. Many of the fatal cases involved people who had already drowned before the piranhas started feeding. The ones who were still alive when the piranhas got to them had no way to get out of the water. Bujang Senang. From the 1970s to 1992, a saltwater crocodile killed between 14 and 20 people along the rivers of Sarawak in the Malaysian part of Borneo. The locals called it Bujang Senang. The crocodile had a white stripe running down its back, which made it easy to tell apart from other crocodiles in the area. The Iban people who lived along the rivers believed it was the spirit of a dead warrior who had been turned into a crocodile. So even though people kept getting killed, many refused to go after it. The crocodile would take people from the riverbanks and from boats. Fishermen, farmers, and women washing clothes at the water's edge were most often the ones taken. People knew the crocodile was out there, but still had to use the rivers every day for fishing and travel. There was no other way to get around. The attacks went on for about 20 years. In 1992, the crocodile killed a 20-year-old woman. After that, a group of villagers decided to go after it. They cornered it and started shooting, but the bullets bounced off its skin. So they loaded their guns with 4-inch nails instead and fired around 40 of them into the crocodile. That finally killed it. It was one of the largest saltwater crocodiles ever found in the area. Chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are the closest living relatives to
These are dicks.
They share about 98% of our DNA. They are also strong enough to tear a person apart. Chimpanzee attacks on people are rare, but in western Uganda, they have been killing children for decades. As forests are cleared and farmland pushes deeper into chimp territory, people and chimps end up living side by side. The chimps have started going after small children. In the 1990s, a single male chimp near Kibale National Park killed at least 3 babies and badly hurt several others. The locals named him Saddam. He would go after children who were alone or with other children. He tore some of them open and partially ate them. He was hunted down and killed. In 2014, in the village of Muhororo, a chimp walked into a garden where a woman named Ntegeka Samata was working with her 4 children. She turned away to get water. The chimp grabbed her 2-year-old son by the hand and ran. The child was killed. Across Ugandan national parks, the Jane Goodall Institute reported at least 8 children killed and many more injured. Every time, the chimp went after a child that was alone or away from adults. The pythons of Indonesia.
So they know, bro. They know.
There have been at least 17 known cases of reticulated pythons attacking people in Indonesia. 13 of those people died. In most of those cases, the victim was swallowed whole. Reticulated pythons are the longest snakes in the world.
It's crazy.
They can grow past 20 feet and are strong enough to kill an adult human by wrapping around the body and squeezing until the heart stops. Once the person is dead, the snake opens its jaw wide enough to fit the entire body and swallows it head first. The whole thing can take several hours. In 2017, a man went missing on a palm oil plantation in Sulawesi. His friends found a 23-foot python nearby with a large bulge in its body. When they cut it open, he was inside. In 2018, a woman was taken from her own garden by a python and swallowed. In 2024, a 45-year-old farmer went missing and was later found inside a 16-foot python. Every time, the person was alone when it happened. The attacks have been getting more common. As forests are cleared for palm oil plantations, the snakes get pushed closer to farms and villages. People working the land are running into them more often than they used to. The attacks are still happening. The sloth bear of Mysore. In 1957, a sloth bear killed at least 12 people and mauled another 24 in the area around the Natbara Hills in the state of Mysore, India. Sloth bears normally eat insects and fruit. This one attacked people. The bear would go after the face. It used its long claws and teeth to tear at the eyes, nose, and cheeks of whoever it caught. Some who survived lost one or both eyes, and others had their cheeks bitten through. The ones who died often had their faces completely ripped off, and at least 3 of them were partially eaten. The bear lived in the rocky hills and would come down into the farmland to look for food. As it got bolder, it started going after people in both daylight and at night. Kenneth Anderson, a hunter who had dealt with man-eaters in southern India, was called in. His first few trips came up empty because the bear kept moving between the hills and thick brush. On one of his later trips, Anderson waited near a group of trees the bear was known to visit at night. Around 11 p.m. the bear showed up. When Anderson shone his flashlight on it, the bear stood up on its back legs. Anderson shot it in the chest. The Jersey Shore Sharks.
A hero right there, right?
Sharks killed 4 people and injured one along the coast of New Jersey in just 12 days. A record.
The Jersey Shore? Jersey Shore, you say?
At the time, most scientists believed sharks could not attack people in waters that far north. The first victim was a 25-year-old man named Charles Van Sant, who was bitten while swimming at Beach Haven on July 1st. 5 days later, a hotel worker named Charles Bruder was killed at Spring Lake, about 45 miles up the coast. Both attacks happened in the ocean, close to shore. The last three happened in Matawan Creek, a narrow body of freshwater about 11 miles inland. On July 12th, an 11-year-old boy named Lester Stillwell was pulled under while swimming with friends. A man named Stanley Fisher went in to get the boy's body, was bitten, and died from the wounds. Half a mile downstream, a 14-year-old named Joseph Dunn was bitten on the leg, but survived. A few days later, a great white shark was caught nearby with human remains in its stomach. Nobody knows if it was the same shark
Wow.
in all 5 attacks. Because the creek attacks happened in freshwater, many believe a bull shark was involved too. The attacks were the inspiration for the novel and film Jaws, the leopard of the Central Provinces.
Wow.
In the early 1900s, a leopard in the Central Province
Honestly, I think that's why I hate the ocean. Besides the fact that like I don't like swimming, I think that's why I hate the ocean.
of India killed over 150 people. Every single one was a woman or a child. The Central Provinces at the time were heavily forested. The villages were small and far apart, and most people had no weapons. Women and children had to walk between villages and into the forest every day to collect water, gather firewood, and work the fields. The leopard would wait in thick brush along these paths. It attacked during the day and at night. It would grab someone and drag them into the forest before anyone could help. The men who stayed behind in the villages couldn't walk with them every time they went out. There was too much ground to cover. Hunters tried to go after the leopard, but it was almost never seen. Leopards are smaller than tigers and can hide in brush that would not cover anything larger. It would attack, disappear, and show up somewhere else days later. The leopard was eventually shot. Between 1875 and 1912, over 11,000 people in India were killed by leopards. The wolves of Hazaribagh.
That's huge.
In 1993 and 1995, wolf packs in the Hazaribagh district of Bihar, India, killed around 60 people. Nearly all of them were children, some only a few years old. The wolves would walk right up to the edges of villages in broad daylight and grab children who were outside playing, doing chores, or walking between homes. Once they had a child, they would carry it off into the brush. Most of the bodies were found not far from where they were taken. The area had been losing forest for years. As the land was cleared for farming, the wolves lost the wild animals they normally hunted. With less prey and less space, they started showing up near villages looking for food. The attacks spread across the district, hitting village after village over the course of 2 years. Parents tried to keep their kids inside, but in poor farming areas, children were needed outside to help with work and watch over animals. There was no way to keep them in all day. Local officials organized hunts to go after the wolves. Some were shot, others were poisoned. The attacks stopped by 1995. The following year, wolves in the state of Uttar Pradesh killed another 38 to 42 children in the same way. The Sundarbans tigers. The Sundarbans is a massive swamp forest that stretches across the border of India and Bangladesh. It is the largest area of tiger territory in the world. Around 400 to 500 Bengal tigers live there. For as long as anyone can remember, they have been eating people. The tigers in the Sundarbans are not injured or starving. They are healthy animals that have learned over generations that humans are food. They used to kill 50 to 60 people a year. The number has gone down in recent years, but attacks still happen regularly. The people who go into the forest are among the poorest in the region. They go in to collect honey, catch fish, and cut wood because there is no other work. Once they are inside, they are in the tigers' territory. The forest is thick, the ground is covered in water, and the tigers know every part of it. They swim between islands and can come from any direction. People started wearing masks on the backs of their heads because tigers almost always attack from behind. The attacks dropped at first, but after a few years the tigers started attacking from the front. The locals won't even say the word for tiger out loud. They call them Mamu, which means uncle. Saying the real name is believed to bring one to you. Over 3,000...
Damn, these tigers are like terrorizing these people, bro.
Tigers. They are known as tiger widows. In the local culture, they are blamed for their husband's death. They are called husband eaters and witches, and many are thrown out by their own family.
What?
Many of the men who are killed were in the forest without a permit, so their deaths are never reported and their families get nothing. If you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.
Yo, seriously, guys, give them a watch. They are very talented. Thank you so much to Simple Paint. I will see you all on the next one. Goodbye.